name is Lauren Nelson. I am the owner and operator of More Than Sunday Christian Apparel and Merchandise. Today, I'm coming just to have a conversation with you. The truth is, you can succeed in business. And we're going to dispel some lies and talk about some truths around business. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is being true with yourself. Why are you starting a business? And it's not wrong if you're starting a business because you want to generate revenue, because again, we all want to generate revenue, but is there a meaning behind your business? And I ask, is there a meaning behind your business? Because the meaning and the purpose gives us the ability to weather the storm, right? And this is what you don't hear on social media, the weather and the storm, because everybody shows you when they have all of these orders, they show you the cars, the homes behind it, but they don't show you the losses, they don't show you the lessons, and they don't show you, the different storms that you have to weather. So, first thing is when I think about if I was teaching a lesson about setting up your business in truth, it would be making sure it's registered properly. Is it a LLC? Is it a corporation? Is it an S corp? Is it a partnership? Is it a DBA? So identifying those things, making sure that you have your tax ID number set up. You want to make sure that your business is registered properly. One, it makes you take your business serious and everyone else. Do you have a business account? A lot of people funnel their business accounts, their funds through their personal account. Well, how can you know the difference? When it's tax time, how can you know what your business made versus what you made if everything is running together? So properly structuring your business is a thing that a lot of people lack. You see these start your teach your business in 5 minutes with $100. Well, that can be true if you want to make this a side hustle. So a side hustle versus a business are two totally different things. If you have a business, you want to set it up properly. You want to make sure that you're filing the necessary paperwork with your state and with your county so that no one else, one, can take your name. If this is something that was either God given or something that you thought of that the people need, why would you want someone else to be able to see you doing the work, and then come in and steal it? Because the reality is people do steal people's business ideas. So they can come in, steal your idea, even steal your name and register it. And it's nothing you can do because you didn't do the work. So the truth is, we want to stop doing sloppy business and we want to do good business. Another good business practice is a lot of times people just jump out there. I believe in doing market research. So we know that everybody is in business. You can find a beauty a person selling beauty products on every corner. You can see people selling jewelry, people selling apparel, people, selling everything. So you may think it's saturated. Okay, so where am I different? What makes me different? Because I'm going into a saturated market, and I say it's saturated because somebody is doing everything, right? What makes me different? What makes my product different? How am I going to stand out when people come across me? Do I have a website? We have a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, buy my stuff and inbox me. Not saying that that's wrong, but again, we're talking about telling the truth. People take people serious in different ways. So if I can go to a website, I can safely and securely put in my information. I feel more confident than just going to somebody's inbox who may be hacked, and now I'm sending my information to someone and I have no recourse, right? So we want to do good business. We want to show people that we can structure business and do business well. Another thing, I've had a situation in business where material was backed up, and I had to reach out to my customers to let them know, hey, the time frame in which I guaranteed on my site, because I do have processing and shipping expectations on my site. Again, we want to lead in truth. When I realized that it was getting outside of that time frame, I then emailed the customer, let them know, hey, things are running behind. Just wanted to keep you aware. Thank you for your patience, and offered them a discount code. Why? Because it maintains the integrity of your business. It shows that I did something, I'm owning it, and I'm going to make it right. But in that making it right, guess what? You give them an opportunity to shop with you again. So you always want to make sure that you're integral and integrity and truth goes hand in hand. Um, Another thing that I wanted to bring out about the truth in business is measure your own success. So, when I said earlier that the truth is that you can succeed, what does success look like to you? Success doesn't have to look like the same thing that it looks for Tyler Perry or that it looks like for Rihanna. If you're just starting out, I don't want you to compare yourself to Fenty. Yeah, Rihanna has a market from her music to her lingerie, so then now her makeup. So you don't want to scale yourself against that because guess what? That looks and feels like failure. However, success to you could look like, you know what? I'm going to make 5 sales a week. And if I make these 5 sales a week, then I have successfully marketed myself. I have successfully converted someone. So that means they went to my website, saw something that they like, and took time to purchase. So that is how you want to measure your success. You want to take baby steps, right? Don't jump 2 feet into the pond and then you're let down and now you want to give it all up because you didn't get 20 orders on your first day. Was that realistic? Who knows about you? How have you been marketing? Did anybody share your post? Did you do any pre-marketing before you even launched? Did you let the people know that you were coming? So did you set realistic expectations versus the work that you did? So, and then from there, you can learn to scale your business. Like, okay, so I saw that doing this, I was able to get 5 sales per week. If I do this and post every day, or if I do this and send out emails or sign up for text messaging, then guess what? I can probably scale myself to 10. And then you're introducing new ways to market yourself, new ways to contact the customers that you have. And you are now, because now you've shipped product, people should be wearing, and you want to encourage people to post so that other people can see, wait a minute, I didn't know John, he had a business, but I see him reposting something. I see someone in it. I see someone giving a review. So these are ways that you want to scale your business. And offering quality products. Do you stand behind your product? Do people ever see you in the jewelry that you're offering? Do people ever see you utilizing the skincare regimen that you're selling? Do people ever see you, if you're a stylist or you're selling hair, do people ever see you with the hair? Like, what are you doing to show that not only do I want you to buy in, I bought into my own product? So, these are just some ways. Get on social media, see what other people are doing. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you see someone that you feel have been successful, or whatever, again, that measure of success looks like to you, maybe ask them, if they're honest, some of the do's and don'ts of business. One thing that I will give you a nugget about that I wish I would have done. I wish I would have collected emails sooner, so that I could kind of let people know that when I would be launching. I wish that I would have done a little bit of more test market research. When I say that, meaning I did give certain apparels to certain people. Hey, can you wash this? Can you wear it? Can you do this? I really want you to clean your house in this. I want you to see how it holds up. If I could have done it to more people just to kind of test a few more things, that would have been good. So those are some things that I would have done. As far as preparation, some people go out and they spend their life savings buying these bulk from these suppliers, right? So now you have all this inventory that you can't move. I took a different approach. I did all of my things in-house. I'm still in my home. I didn't go out and buy a warehouse. I'm just starting, but I got this warehouse. So now you're creating more overhead than you should have. You haven't even got $1, but you have money going out. That does not make sense. So again, that's being truthful with yourself. Are you trying to generate revenue, or are you trying to impress social media? I don't need to show social media that I have a warehouse. Why? Because I don't have money to afford the warehouse right now, right? So start where you are. If that's in your basement, if that's in a spare bedroom, if it's in your garage, start where you are and work the vision. So in conclusion, I just want to say that business can be successful. And that is very true. However, you must maintain your integrity. You must maintain a standard. You must be honest with your customer, and you must be honest with yourself. And I guarantee you, in doing those things, you will see the fruit of your labor. You will see people converting from lookers to buyers, and from buyers to sharers and repeat buyers. It's always a joy to me when I see a name come up that someone has brought that has previously purchased from me. That means I've done something, my product has done something for them to keep coming back and giving me their money. So thank you so much. I hope that you have gotten something from this presentation. I am now open to questions that we can answer surrounding the presentation.
Lauren, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to encourage the entrepreneurs on the truth that you still can succeed. And one of the things that I heard you say, and I find this out in my own business, is that you have to learn how to make yourself stand out and do the first work over. You've got to go back and actually set up a platform. What can I do to market this? You know, you can use certain things that I learned that if a person has a beverage that's coming out, you see them, they market that first. They do test subjects, and you say you'll give out some products to some people. Yeah, that's me. That's
I got
me.
you. I got you.
But what this does is it allows us an opportunity to put ourselves out in the front without causing an issue later on, because like you said, I don't have a warehouse in the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
But you can still continue to do what you have to do to make things work together for our good. Now, what I would like for you to do is to talk about building a business on truth instead of fear or insecurity. What does that practically look like for an entrepreneur?
Okay, great question. So it basically means making decisions off of truth and facts instead of like emotions. I'm starting this business because I just want to quit my job. Okay, well, that's good. But what have you done to plan that and purpose? And what is the purpose in it? Like, what are you trying to gain from it? So, couple things. Do an audit of your business. Who do I serve? What problem am I trying to solve? And what makes me different? So you have to answer those three questions to me before you start any business. So who do I actually serve? With More Than Sunday, my Christian apparel, I serve everyone. Anyone that wants to look trendy while spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. Man, woman, and we're coming with children. So everyone will be able to spread this gospel. What problem am I solving? When I would look for Christian-based apparel, it would have like these crosses and this standard writing and a flower, and it didn't catch my attention. It just would say Jesus or faith, but it didn't, like, I didn't feel like I could dress that up and wear that out to a concert or anything. So I'm solving a problem of being able to wear trendy Christian apparel while spreading the gospel. So having on a blazer with a t-shirt under it and a nice pair of jeans and gym shoes, and you're going out for the day, but someone sees that shirt and they're like, now we're talking about Jesus, when all I was doing was wearing a t-shirt. And what makes me different, not better, but what makes me different. In doing my market research, I realized that there were a lot of people that were selling Christian apparel because, it sells, right? But when I would go through their page and look at the life they were living, I'm like, they're not even living a life, according to Christ. So this is the life that I live. This is the life that I chose to live many, many years ago and profess it. So not only do I want to spread the gospel, I'm being a light, and this is my lifestyle that I live day to day.
Well, one thing that I remember reading in the Bible, it says that be an example among the believers. And what we are experiencing here from your apparel is that you don't have to do this just on Sunday. This can be done on Monday at the gym. This can be done on Tuesday heading to the store. It can be done as a work outfit, because you go through your website and you can see how you have the ability to dress up and dress down a lot of the things that are on the website. And many
Right.
of the entrepreneurs, they struggle with internal doubt and limiting their beliefs. What are some common lies that keep business owners stuck? And how can we replace that with truth?
Okay, so I don't have enough money. What do you need enough money for? Um, and I think that is because we're comparing ourselves. I believe in my presentation, I spoke about Fenty. Fenty is Rihanna's brand. We know before she had makeup, she was a major star, right? So are you looking to get this 15,000 square foot warehouse and have thousands of shirts and everything so that when all these thousands of people come who know nothing about you, you're ready to serve them, right? So you do have enough money to start where you are. You have a home, right? You're already paying for lights and gas in your home. You're already paying for internet. You probably already have a computer. So you're starting where you are. So you do have enough money if you're being honest with yourself. I am not a multi-million dollar corporation. I am a small business owner who is starting a business. That is the truth. The market is too saturated is another lie. Too saturated for who? Not even being funny. Everybody doesn't know about Fenty, like everyone doesn't know about Jesus. Everyone does not know about Jesus yet, but the Bible is the most sold book ever, right? Every year, the Bible is the most sold book, but everybody does not know about Jesus. So why are you worried about a market that's too saturated? Your product has not, your product, not a product, but your product has not hit the market. So it's not too saturated. So that is a lie that I want to dispel. No one had this shirt, right? They may have had this saying, but they didn't have this shirt, right? And so that is what I bring. Another lie, I'm not qualified. Why are you having this imposter syndrome? Qualified for what? You're not qualified to speak well, to be honest, to someone buys something from you, you send them a nicely packaged item, someone pays you for a service and you provide that service. You mean you're not qualified for that? Another one, I need more connections. Connections to who? I am connected to the main source, Jesus Christ. So if he is in my business, if he is behind me, who else do I need to be connected to? A lot of people like, I need a celebrity influencer. And those things are nice. Let me be clear. Someone buy my More Than Sunday shirt that's a celebrity, absolutely, I'm happy. However, I'm not looking for that to start. I'm my own celebrity connection. Okay. And it has to be perfect before I launch. That's a big one. That's one I struggle with. So let me be honest. What is perfect? You don't even know. You haven't even done it. So how can you perfect something that you've not done, right? But there are processes that I was like, oh, I don't like that. So now that I'm in business, I perfected this. But that can be perfected for this season while I'm still in my home. When I get to the warehouse, it may be something different. So don't look at perfection as a standard. Look at your processes. And truth says, I don't need this massive capital. I need clarity and strategy. Um, the market is too saturated. It means saturation means demand. That means that there's not one person, even in a saturated market, that can meet the demand of all these people. Qualification comes through development. So I'm not qualified. Yes, you are, and it will come more as you develop. I need more connections. Connections come with consistency. The more that you are doing, the more connections you will have. And lastly, it has to be perfect before I launch. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. You keep telling yourself something is not perfect, so then you don't do it. And now, guess what? This moment of perfection never happens, and you never do it.
I was reading as you were talking. I had to grab my device to make sure that I was right. In the book of Psalm 138 and verse 8, it says, "The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me."
Yeah, yeah.
So you can trust and believe you have the potential on the inside. And it's a song we often sing in church, something on the inside, working on the outside, bring about a change in my life. Well,
Yeah.
that change may be the design that you have. That change may be you entering the marketplace. I'm going to use this because this is something that just took over the whole media storm. There's a young lady on TikTok that was doing singing jingles, and they caught her with the Dr. Pepper. She was just singing. Now, see, She was, in hindsight, a nobody to the world,
The world.
but she was a somebody to God. And
Yes.
when God has put his seal of approval on what you do, out of nowhere, he'll bring you up out of obscurity. And the next thing you know, you will see yourself in the college football arena with something that you made on TikTok. Keep
Mhm.
going, keep pressing, don't stop. Because the truth really is, we all can succeed.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you keep reiterating the fact that a lot of times people gauge their success off of what the next person is doing.
Yeah. And you don't even know what they had to do to get there. So you see the big glimmering diamond. You don't see when it was in a fire and when it was being processed and it was being pressurized. You don't see that because a lot of people don't show that side.
And we've known each other for so long, and a lot of people know me as the graphic guy. They know me as the speaker, the various things. But I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you something. My brand in media began with a Metro PCS phone that had uh no, we're taking it back.
You're
Uh
taking it back.
the Metro PCS phone that was fuzzy, but I was at a point to where I said, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do this. And here is what happened to me, which can happen to you. One of my family members said to me, which was Bishop Jameson, she said, I want you to go to our General Assembly with an updated device. I want to help you do what you do. And I took, during that General Assembly, I took about 1,000 photographs.
Mhm.
And the next thing that I knew, the national church contacted me and said, can you work with our national media department?
Yep.
Then, as they say, the rest is history.
It's history. Yeah.
So your one thing that you are doing can actually influence something else, and it catapults you.
Yes.
So it's at the point that I ask this question to you: how does an entrepreneur stay resilient during the dark or discouraging seasons?
You have to remember your why. I think I try to lead my life like that in all things. Like, what was the reason you started? Um, but I think, like I said in my presentation, making realistic goals. Don't look. So we'll be honest. I remember when it was launch day for my business, and my husband said, "Well, how many orders do you think you're gonna get today?" I'm like, 100. That didn't happen. Okay. So a little bit, I was like deflated, but I'm like, was that realistic? Like, so breaking those major goals, because you can have a day that is 100 orders in one day, but is launch day quite realistic? Maybe not, right? So breaking those into micro goals. So instead of $100 in one day, 100 sales in one day, maybe it's 100 sales over the first 3 months, or it's 100 sales in a week. But breaking those down into um, micro goals. Creating a routine, like, are you praying? Are you planning? Are you reflecting? So that when you're doing your business, are you looking back and saying, okay, did this work? How can I make this more efficient? Why didn't this go right? What is about this product that is not moving? So reflecting, again, that's being truthful. Is it just something that for my business, is it that the saying is nice but they don't like the graphic? Is it not catching? Is it something that's relevant, right? Because now people want to be able to connect with things. That there was a point where people would just buy things, but now people want to connect. It needs to have a meaning, and it has this. So and lastly, I would say identifying the root of your discouragement. Like, is this a reaction emotionally, or is this true business? Business has ebbs and flows. And are you just, on a down season, so let's say this for e-commerce businesses, January is always hard, right? Because you're bouncing back off of that vigorous holiday season. So now January is here. People are trying to recuperate. They're waiting on income taxes. So they're not spending as much. They're probably paying off of Klarnas and credit cards from the holiday season. So they're not really buying, right? So if you're e-commerce business, you may look at it like I'm failing. No, all e-commerce businesses are suffering right now because again, you have to know coming off of that holiday that people are just not spending as much. They've done the bulk of their spending for that period. So that could look like failure if you don't have the knowledge of how things work in e-commerce business. So just always revisiting your why and your purpose. What is my purpose of why I started this business?
Well, you have said a mouthful. You have given us the truth of the business because a lot of us, we look for the glitz and the glamour. And I notice even on social media, a lot of people will change the dynamics of who they are to fit a certain position. Well, this person's doing this and they're doing that. Well, you've never worn lime green and purple mixed with silver before, but
Why are you doing it now?
these people over here are doing it, so I need to fit in. Let me just. This is the preacher in me, even doing the business position. You have to do what you have to do for you.
For you.
You have to go back and do your first works over. You've got to stop in the marketing field that you said. You've got to go in and say, you know what? I have to make myself better by doing what I'm led to do and not what I'm told to do.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of us, we continue to do whatever the next person does, but we don't do what we feel that's in here. And
Yeah.
I love how you said that with the about the shirt. It's the design.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the layout, but the saying is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the people are like,
Yeah. You have to convert them. And I also wanted to say something to what you said. Authenticity matters. People want to see, we're talking about truth. People want to see authenticity. You know, everybody, I don't get up every day and put on a full face of makeup. There are times I'm up late, packing orders. There are times I've been sick packing orders. So it doesn't always look good, right? And I'm oftentimes not inspired by people who always make it look good. I look for the people who show me that they started in their bedroom. I look for the people that show me the first two orders that they had, and that's all they had for the first 90 days, because it shows me that you're human. It shows me that this is realistic, and it shows me that if you started here and now you're here, I too can get there. You didn't show me when you're at the warehouse and all this product and it's just moving. So those are the people that are actually inspiring to me.
well, what does it truly mean to walk as a kingdom entrepreneur in today's marketplace?
So for me, that's a great question. Operating in excellence, trying to plan things, so if I know for me, like, okay, I'm going to ship this day, that means that I'm not just throwing something in a bag. There have been times when, just say operating at excellence, um, I've known that someone is buying something and their birthday is coming up. I'll write happy birthday on their packaging slip. Like I said, just making sure that you have email communication. Is your website site set up to where the it's grammatically sound? There are times where you're reading things and you're like, so these things all matter, and they're not big things, but they can have a major impact. If your website isn't fluid for people to shop, then guess what? They probably want marketing boldly. Like I said, this is who I am. I'm a church girl and I love it. I don't shy away from the fact that yes, I'm a church girl. That brings about certain naiveness, that brings about some lack of experience, but it's who I am. So I can truly say that Jesus saves. I can truly say, always say a prayer. I can truly say these things because these are things that I've lived out. This is a big one. Pricing without apology. I know what I'm giving you and what it took for me to make this product. So therefore, if I'm saying I'm operating at excellence and things of that nature, then I can price without apology. Because here's the reality: someone may think it's too expensive, right? But there's someone that's like, this is not, and I'm going to buy it. So you have to be, secure within yourself to say, I know what I'm presenting and I can charge it, and I know that it's going to meet that price point when a person gets it. And just not competing with anyone. Don't compete with anyone. That's covetousness. You don't want to compete. You want to maintain where you are. So practicing good stewardship and not competing, but delivering excellence. And I always think about I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So if I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, whatever comes to me is also comes from me is also fearfully and wonderfully made. So I don't have to compare, where I don't even compete. I don't compete over here. Why am I comparing over there? But I compare and compete right with me where I am.
I once heard a song that said, I started from the bottom, now I'm here.
I'm here.
And that's exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There will be those days when you have to continue to perfect the craft, perfect the vision when you don't feel like,
You don't
when
feel like
you
it.
feel discouraged, when you don't want to go forward because people are bad mouthing you and your product, and they're saying, you know what, you don't have what it takes. But I remember reading in the Word of God, He who began this perfect work in us
Oh
is
yeah,
faithful
yes.
to perform it.
Perform it.
If we can remain faithful, God will remain faithful.
You will.
And his magnification process is much greater than what we see. Lauren, I'm going to end because I get churchy real quick, and we will show.
That one did it. That one did it for me.
We thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come and help us to dispel the truth. They have a television show that I watch often. It's called Mythbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And the people come on to actually try out the things and see if it is a myth or if it is facts.
Yeah.
Today, you have shown us that this is facts, that
Thank you.
we can succeed. And I will say this on behalf of Bishop Charlene M. Jameson, the jurisdictional prelate of the North Carolina Diocese of the House of God Church, Keith Dominion, and the assistant bishop, Bishop Mary L. Levy, and all of those that are within the North Carolina territory and abroad. Lauren, thank you. And
You're
until
welcome.
the next opportunity that we have to connect, we hope that things will go up for you and your business any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or whenever it is that you have set your hands to do. And even to you who are watching now, may the prosperity of God overtake your life and give you everything that you need. Lauren, do you have any final words before we go?
Yes, I would just like to say, believe in yourself. If no one else believes in you, believe in yourself and keep going. Hopefully, you watch this broadcast and maybe you were at a point where you were giving up. And I want to say, get that fight back in you. Remember your why. And also to Bishop Charlene Jameson, I want to thank you for this opportunity. You are someone that I've watched for a long time, and you are one that operates and strives in excellence. So it is only befitting that you would do something like this. So I wish you continued success and many blessings to the North Carolina Diocese. And everyone, just remember, you can succeed.
Until next time. But before we go, check out Lauren's website. The information is being labeled on the screen and other social media connections so that you can represent Sunday 365 days a year. God bless you. Heaven's door be open to you. So long for now.